Welcome to another YT101 class. Today we're going to talk about defining public opinion, under managing publicity and media relations. Okay, for those who are studying for PR subjects, so you can relate to this one, public opinion. Okay, let's start. Right, we're going to start off with news value. What's important about news value is that journalists will look into a news reporting that has value in it, has value. Okay, my examples are mostly indirectly regarding COVID-19. Okay, COVID-19 because it's much more relatable in today's world. Okay, and of course, when we talk about COVID-19, every aspect of the reporting is an everyday basis. Last time, 2 years before, 2 years before. Okay, now what we talk about is this, news value, where journalists, sort through quick process and select the news from the vast amount of information made available to them. Vast amount of information means that everything is about COVID-19, the news and everything. They can select from every angle, every aspect as possible. Okay, now in terms of impact, number one, threshold. Threshold is the bigger impact the story has, the more people it will affect. The bigger the story, the more people will be affected. Okay, so let's say COVID-19, 2020 marks the year of everything COVID-19. Okay, so the story from morning to night time and everything, reporting from news and everything is all about COVID-19, never stop and never ending. Okay, so there's a threshold over there. Frequency, long-term trends are unlikely to receive much coverage. Long-term trends, for example, although the main news is COVID-19. But nowadays, when you see in the media, stories that has been around for so many times, the high price of oil, high price of chicken and egg, it will happen again and again, especially when you have this new so-called government taking over. So this thing is a long-term kind of news. Maybe the angle is different, but it's a long-term trend of news. We've heard it before, we've been there before, and it's reoccurring again and again. Okay, and for example, the traffic summons what else? The cost of living is high, so it's like a long-term kind of trend. Okay, negativity. Bad news is always good news. Yes, because bad news sell much better compared to good news. So you can imagine when COVID-19 hits our shores, every day is COVID-19. The press conference by Dr. Hisham Abdullah, for example, everything, the coverage is COVID-19. These are all bad news that sells newspaper, that sells TV, advertisement space, time and space, for example, right? Unexpectedness, if an event is out of the ordinary, it will be more likely to make it compared to the everyday mundane experience that we are living in. Unexpected, for example, COVID-19, when it first hit us, it is unexpected to be a very fast movement. Remember the cause of the infection, if you remember, that comes to Malaysia, so it affects everyone, right? But when it comes to an everyday reporting, it has the feeling of a long-term trend, number one, and it becomes an everyday kind of occurrence. Means at some point, what else you kind of report for this COVID-19? Well, you can report about the death case, or you're going to report about the recovery case, or you're going to report about the ones that are following SOP or not. That's about it, the angle. And also unambiguity means the message is easy to grasp, easy to understand. If you were to do a report that has double meaning, it's much more confusing to get the real message out of it. Okay, right? Right? You follow? Okay, good. Now, audience identification. You want to know who's your audience, whether it is your reader, newspaper, or the listener, or the viewer. Okay, now, personalization, because people are interested in people. People are interested in either the success or the failure of the person. Yeah, and of course, people like to see beautiful people. Okay, that's why they are so attracted to artists. They are so attracted to things that make them wanna feel a part of their life. Okay, now, reference to elite nation. Okay, another one. Reference to elite nations means that the stories being reported in the US, economic recession in US, the high gas, the high petrol price in LA, for example, which is concerning not only for people living in the US but also outside of US, because for the longest time we see US as a country of freedom and also the country that brings everything, entertainment, whatever it is. So when they are in trouble, then something click lah with us, okay, because we are so accustomed to countries like US. Okay, example, power lah, global powers. Now, referencing to a lead person means that we also see, for example, IG of those who are Insta famous or those who are rich, the artists, the lifestyle, flamboyant lifestyle, flashy cars here and there. So we are looking into the references to a lead person, CEO ka, or the YB, or even the Prime Minister, if you want to say it. Yeah, so a lead person. Yeah? And then meaningfulness is important. The cultural proximity. For example, you are living in UK, and then this touring Sarawak Tourism Board, touring around the world, promoting Sarawak tourism and everything, came to your town in UK lah. So you were excited, and you were gonna be really excited to listen to live sape, traditional ngajat and everything, the food and everything they bring together. So you have this cultural proximity, which is important in terms of audience identification. Okay. Now, media coverage. Consonants. Stories which match the media's expectation will get more coverage compared to those who are not or contradict with the media's aspiration. So that's why, as a PR practitioner, you need to find out what is the hot trend, or what is trending nowadays that is being mentioned by the media. For example, the price of raw materials, especially oil, is expensive. Okay, oil is expensive. So if you are working with electrical company like Electrolux or Samsung or Tefal, for example, that has a product, a cooking utensil, a cooking cookware that doesn't have to use a lot of oil, or just use a air fryer, for example, then it's the right opportunity or the right aperture to promote this product in the times where people are stressful to cook or not to cook using cooking oil. That is where you see the consonance happening. Okay, continuity. Okay, a story which is already in the news gathers kind of momentum. We call it as the running story. It's a momentum. For example, in the news, okay, COVID-19 cases are in the rise. Okay, maybe you're going to expect another new wave of infection. Okay, so it is true, and I've seen it happening to one of my YouTube buddy. Okay, and hopefully that he is recovering well with the family. Yeah, to the American production and the family. Hopefully they are in good health, and it's true. Okay, it's happening. Okay, infection are still there, and news of this COVID-19 will resurface again slowly but surely. This is we call as the running story. Okay, running story. And remember the story about the monkeypox. Okay, at one point monkeypox become the primetime news headline, but nowadays it simmers down because it affected other countries except Malaysia. Okay, we're still in UK lah. We're still in UK. Now, composition stories must compete with one another for space in the media. Means the reporting must compete with one another in terms of getting the coverage. Must compete so that your story has a space amongst all the other articles and amongst the advertisement on print and any kind of media platform. Right. Then we go straight to public opinion and attitude. Why attitude? Because opinion shape the attitude and belief of the public, changes the opinion and changes the belief and attitude of the public. Yeah, because the formation of public opinion starts with agenda setting, remember, by major media outlet throughout the world. Okay, agenda setting, or I have told you before in my previous class the concept of framing. Okay, so when you frame something, it is in that particular order that people will not get carried away because they are being framed. You framing something. For example, in terms of COVID-19, the framing of so-called PKP 1.0 already indicate that you can't go out. You can't simply go out. If you want to go out, only one person can go out. You have to wear face masks. You have to follow the SOP, whatever it is. That's under framing, because framing is when a story or piece of news is portrayed in a particular way and is meant to sway the consumer's attitude towards one way or another. To sway, so you must have a framing. Okay, to sway or to defer the idea of people can go out like normal during PKP. No, that's why the government frame everything into this PKP 1.0 concept, so people abide and follow. Okay, social desirability is another key component to the formation of public opinion. Social desirability. Social desirability is the idea that people in general will form their opinion based on what they believe is the prevalent opinion of the social group that they identify with. Okay, prevalent social group means, for example, social disability. For example, everyone is using iPhone, as if iPhone 13 is the template of success within everyone in today's generation. Don't care, small kid ka, teenagers ka, working adults ka, even the old generation, when they have this iPhone 13, for example, is the template of success. You're showing it around and everything. Okay, example, compared to Android. That's the belief. That's the framing that Apple tries to set in the minds of the people. That's how Apple tries to change the behavior and attitude of people regarding their product. Okay, let's go back to COVID-19. Social disability of the public wants to get out from this PKP constraint. So when they want to go for this less restriction, means they have to follow certain SOP. Okay, for how many months stay at home, and then opening up slowly, PKPB, PKPD, PKPB. Then you can see them opening up, and now we are in the endemic phase. Although we are in endemic phase, we should always abide to the SOP. I think we forgot about it, okay, because we are so lenient. That's about it. That's the thing. Humans, as human beings, we are lenient and we always forget. Okay? In bahasa Malaysia, manusia mudah lupa. That's the problem. Okay? So we go out there not wearing mask. We go for function. We don't do RTK test 1 or 2 days before the function, or 1 or 2 hours before the function to see, self-check whether we are fit to go in or not. We lack that one. Yeah. So you can imagine those who are I'm not saying bad things, I'm just concerning those who are the congregation at the recent Rainforest World Music Festival 25th anniversary, in that congregation of people in the concert, whether they follow or not, whether they have this penjelakan social or they wear mask all the way, only God knows lah. Only God knows. Yeah? So lah, I'm not saying anything. I'm just giving my own opinion regarding that. I love Rainforest. Yeah? As a Sarawakian, I love Rainforest. Just that it happens so soon. And look, they got this jazz festival. I think this weekend lah, jazz festival at Miri. Jazz festival. This is already done. Already done. Jazz festival already done. So these two events, this major event, music event, we see how it goes lah. We see how it goes. Hopefully there's nothing happen. Yeah. Now, motivating attitude change. Yeah? Motivating attitude change. You want to motivate people to change attitude. Yeah. There are 3 basic steps you can follow: compliance, identification, and also internalization. Compliance. You comply to the change means that compliance refers to a change in behavior based on consequences, such as individual hopes to gain reward if they follow through. If they follow through everything, they follow the SOP, they stay at home, they restrain themselves from going outside. If they want to go outside to buy groceries, only one of them should go outside, and they come back, follow SOP, then they will see that the restriction become less tight. So you have there the PKPB, PKPD, and everything. Okay, so compliance. Number 2, you identify. Identification explains one a change of belief and effect in order to be similar to someone that you admire or you like. Individual adopts this new attitude. You identify with a person. You identify yourself with a group. You identify yourself with a nation. You know what I mean? When you do that, then you see your attitude change. Remember the concept of Malaysia concept pandang ke timur by our dear Tun Dr. Mahathir. The concept of pandang ke timur, where we look up to Japan, how they work, how they do their R&D, how Japanese ethics in work and everything we do follow. Okay, until the use of name tag. Remember that one when you go to school? The same name tag is still being used by. I don't think ministers are using name tag lah. I think during Mahathir time they use name tag. They put their name on the name tag. So we follow lah. When we are in school, we follow as well. I don't know lah. School nowadays, are you guys using name tag at school nowadays? Ask your kids lah. Ask your kids, are they using name tag at school? I know my children are using the name tag at school. And yeah lah, that's the thing. That's part of the pandang ke timur of the belief. The belief is that if Japanese can do it, Malaysia also can do it. Malaysia boleh. Example Malaysia boleh. Example. So you identify with the belief. Okay. Now you have what? The concept of keluarga Malaysia. So we believe. Last time is the concept of I am for you. Okay. Concepts are good, but if you don't follow through, then it becomes nothing but a concept. And finally, number 3 is internalization. Internalization means that refers to change in belief and effect when one finds the content of the attitude to be instinctively rewarding. Instinctively rewarding means that when you find yourself doing work, it is rewarding for you in the long run. Okay. Means in terms of when you are in the lockdown, for example, PKP lockdown, when you stay at home, okay, it's rewarding because you can find yourself watching free Astro at the time. How many months? I think more than 4 months free movie from Astro, because to waste time, to make time move faster, then you watch movie lah. Okay, watch movie at a time, so it's much more faster lah, time moving. Okay. Now, the power of persuasion. Power of persuasion, the power increase your ability to persuade and to influence. This power can be seen with people who possess knowledge. Okay, authority, or a cohesive, a use of cohesiveness during persuasion process. If you are a PhD holder, you got the knowledge, you got the authority because you are a PhD holder and you are a lecturer at a renowned university in Malaysia, let's say USM and you also have the you use the coercion during the persuasion process. So these three things are important: knowledge, acknowledged by people, and also you do your work based on your persuasion process. The art of persuading and influencing others always requires an audience. You can't influence someone, or you can't influence one person only. You have to have an audience. One person, okay, but if you have more than one person, much better lah, a small group or a much bigger assembly to listen to what you want to say. Find one persuasive technique that works and stick with that. For example, you're good in doing persuasive talk by using presentation, for example, slideshows. You're good in using slideshows, or presentation being done by the late Steve Jobs, where everything is seamless. The photo, the image, everything is seamless throughout his presentation. The late Steve Jobs example. Persuasive techniques. Now, influencing public opinion. How to influence public opinion? By specializing in this transfer of information, PR people are major players in forming public opinion, because they often provide the mass media with the information in the first place. They provide information in the first place. Opinion is highly sensitive. It depends on one person to another. Public opinion does not anticipate event, it only reacts to them. In terms of public opinion, whatever is being given to them, they will receive with open arms. They don't anticipate, they just follow through. They just follow through whatever happens. Follow through. For example, public opinion regarding staying at home during PKP. Everyone is having their own opinion, but collectively they just follow the flow. They just follow what being said by the government, and they don't have any qualms or any problems with that. Now, events of unusual magnitude are likely to sway public opinion temporarily from one extreme to another. So event can change attitude of people from one to another. That's why in terms of political rally, or in terms of town hall meeting, where both parties are there to slug it out with their own opinion, whatever it is, and the public will listen and see for themselves who is the better. Under town hall debate, for example. So these things can sway public opinion, can sway from one to the next. Alright, with that as a conclusion, public opinion is based on the belief that you can change attitude. The belief and attitude can change within the public. It's just that your technique and your approach must be good. Right? And this change of public opinion will benefit them in the long run. That's for sure. So with that, thank you very much, and have a great weekend. See you guys on the next YT101. Thank you. Class dismissed.